Hola everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my canal, or if this is your first time here, I am Edgar, and today we're going to be reviewing, taking a look, testing out the brand new Tati Beauty Blendiful blender sponges applicator revolutionary beauty tool perhaps. Now, as you might or might not know, I am not the biggest sponge person for my makeup, and that's particularly why I was really interested in testing this out. I require a powder puff. I have a really bad reaction. It's like kind of going away now, but I got a really bad skin reaction the other day. My skin is not necessarily the best on the planet. I'm not like the other beauty gurus, you know, I'm a booty guru. My skin is not perfect by any means, and a sponge just does not really do it for me in the whole skin department. I'm more of a brush person. A brush is literally my BFF when it comes to getting flawless foundation. However, in the little demo that was included within the review video for Tati, she looked I mean, she's already gorgeous, and here we are. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it, but before we get started, if you are new to my channel, hello. I like to give back to y'all here on my channel, so if you want to enter to win a little makeup care package giveaway, all you gotta do to enter is be subscribed to my channel, click the bell, give me the big thumbs up, and comment your Instagram name down below. I'll be picking one winner in about a week or so from when this video goes up. So go ahead and do that if you want to enter. If not, please still consider subscribing. It really helps me out. Let me know you guys are enjoying the video. But yeah, let's get into this Tati Beauty, oh my address, Blendiful review. All right, so here is what this came like. This launched on what, Friday? I paid like 12. Let me pull up the receipt. So for where the hell is my, oh, right here, order summary. So this retails for $18 for the pack of 2, the big one and the tiny one. Paid $11.95 for shipping, $158 in taxes. So in total for this, I paid $31.53. Of course, you don't have to get the $12 shipping. I just wanted to get this ASAP to test out for y'all. Let me get right into this. Earlier today, I was like, let me check when is my package getting here, because I paid for the quick shipping. And it turns out it actually came a little over 24 hours after I placed my order. So A+ on the Tati Beauty shipping. It came from Oxnard, which is not too far from me. We got, what's in here? It's like a little shipping info thing. And here is the Blendiful. It just says Tati Beauty here. Blendiful, 1 Blendiful plus 1 baby Blendiful. Cleaning instructions: machine wash and dry in a delicate laundry bag or gently hand wash in warm soapy water. Rinse thoroughly and blot dry. Do not bleach, do not dry clean. Imagine dry cleaning a makeup tool. Sounds a little bougie, but I'm sure some people would do it. So let's get into this. This is my first Tati Beauty purchase, by the way. I missed her palette launch, which I was kind of bummed about because everyone says it's sickening. It looks gorgeous. So here is the baby Blendiful little Tati Beauty, you know, on the back. And then the big zaddy. Oh my lord. For size comparison, I got a big old head. But here's the size of this. Here's the baby one. The baby one is in the shape of a heart. It's about half the size, a little less than half the size of the big one. The big one feels a lot more bendy, a little more malleable, whereas this one, it feels a lot more sturdy. The difference is very evident. Baby one is definitely a little more dense, whereas this one, it's still fluffy, but this one feels more like a sturdy mattress. So kind of in comparison to a normal powder puff, these are the ones I like to use. I get them from Daiso, Japan for $1 each. I only use these for powder, not for a liquid cream, you know, application, just to powder down with my translucent powder after I do all my cream contour and all that. But this has a really similar texture to the baby one. To the smaller one, definitely not. It's because these are a little more sturdy. Yeah, these literally have the exact same texture. So I would say the baby one is more of a traditional powder puff, whereas this one is, you know, a little more innovative, a little bit different. I'm gonna do my exact same routine how I always do. We ain't changing nothing up. I feel like whenever we purchase products, we should always have them work in our favor as opposed to us having to switch up our routine to adjust to something that we paid for, which should make our lives easier. I already have all my skincare on. I do not believe in primer. I just feel like it makes my makeup slide off. It makes me look cakey. It makes me break out. All I really like to do to prep for makeup is spray a little bit of just like a hydrating water. This one in particular is the Caudalie grape water. I get it at Sephora. It lasts me forever. And I just That's it. That's literally how I prime. And then kind of just to dry it off. Oh, it feels so refreshing. Skin is prepped. Now let's get into my routine. I have pigmentation under the eye. I have pigmentation around my mouth. So I need to color correct. What I like to use is Dragon Beauty. I'm not gonna use the Blendiful for this step. I'm gonna use my finger because I feel like getting orange on this before I go in with my foundation is kind of, what's the word? I feel like I'm just gonna sabotage it and be like, oh my god, it's orange, blah, 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 blah. Wait, problematic. We don't tamper with products before reviewing them, so we're just gonna use our finger to blend this out. All right, there we are. I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass Vanish Stick. This is in the shade Warm Beige. Just go ahead and apply this all over where I need it, AKA everywhere. Right there is the foundation swiped on. I usually, when I go in with the brush, I go in kind of like this. And then if I do happen to need a little bit more coverage, I go in just a little bit. And usually my problem area, which is the cheeks. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous for this. Only because I don't know. What? See, this is what I kind of mean about like sponges. Like there's product on there when I want it all on my face, but this is blending out rather nicely. Wow. So the finish that this is kind of giving me, really good skin-like finish. You can see as I'm blending it out. What? So this is definitely not blending out makeup like a traditional beauty blender or like a makeup sponge. With normal sponge, I feel like it absorbs directly into the sponge, but with this one, like there is a little bit of excess on here, but it's not like it's globbing up the product, you know? And by the way, I'm using this like directly how it came out. I didn't wet it or anything. I am not gonna lie, I'm a little shocked. I definitely do need to go in with one more layer of foundation in this area. I mean, I usually require a second layer around here either way, but Miss Tati might be onto something. Okay, so let me go in with my second layer, which like I said, I always do a second layer, particularly around the mouth and in any little spots that I might have going on my cheeks. Now, the finish that this is giving, it's, like, how would I put this? With a sponge, a beauty blender, I feel like I get a skin-like finish, which I enjoy. With the skin-like finish comes the skin-like imperfections still. Whereas this one, it's still giving me that skin-like finish, but it's still leaving coverage. It's almost even, I would say, giving like a soft blurring effect finish. Like with this second layer of foundation, I'm definitely going to be good. I'm not going to need any more. And may I add too, this is also very easy. It feels like a massage to the face. The foundation is definitely not like dewy or anything. It's almost like a natural glowy finish, which you can see the Blendiful is not altering the finish of this by any means. Sometimes I know sponges can make things a little bit more dewy. So far with the Hourglass stick, we're looking cute. Let's go ahead and move on to concealer. I go in with a skin tone concealer to kind of, you know, finish covering up the orange here and get a little more coverage around the mouth. Then I like to go in with a lighter concealer for brightening, and I like to use another concealer to contour. Let me go in with my first skin tone concealer. This is what I've been loving. It's the Dose of Colors Meets Your Hue concealer in the shade 17. So I'm just gonna keep using that same area on the Blendiful that I used because it's basically my skin tone. Let me blend this out now. At first I was kind of like, why are these two different finishes? And I thought because this was a little bit more denser, you know, a little bit more brush-like, that I would probably enjoy this more. But now that I'm like kind of going in and blending everything, I appreciate the softness. This would be a little intense to kind of be beating my face with it. There's my skin tone concealer applied. You can see it looks great. Now let me go in with my highlight shade. Okay, so I kind of like to just wait on blending this out because when you let concealer sit a little bit, it gives you more of an opaque finish. So meanwhile that kind of sits a little bit, I'm going to go in and apply my contour. Okay, so now this is the tricky part because I don't want my darks and lights to get mixed together. So I'm going to take a different corner and I'm just going to blend out my contour. It definitely did not eat up the coverage of this concealer either. You can see the contour on there. This concealer is a little bit more liquidy, a little bit more watery compared to the Dose of Colors one, but it's still, ooh. I look crazy, but this is still giving me a really nice, do you see that? It's a really pretty airbrushed finish. What's this? Oh, okay, I had a little fiber fall off. And under here now. Do you see? Oh my god. I'm kind of impressed by how quick this is doing this. So here I'm doing more of a swiping motion. That seems to kind of blend out the product quicker. So I'm going to take the last corner right here. So I did foundation, this is contour, and I'm going to use this last little corner right here for the concealer. Oh, I'm getting another little fiber here. So it's kind of shedding a little bit. I hope it doesn't come like an issue over time. I'm not sure if you're supposed to wash this before, but that's like the third little fiber that I got. It's not a big deal. I can literally just take it off like that. But you know how there's like some clothes and some blankets that like say wash before you use? I think this might be one of those things. I'm going to go back in with the foundation side because I feel like I can see a clear demarcation where my highlights and my contours are. So I'm going to just kind of just try to buff that out. You know, kind of just right here. And then right where the under eyes and the contour meet, kind of just diffuse those edges. I have another little fiber here. So far, that little fiber issue is kind of the only thing, or the only negative thing that I've seen so far. But also I do want to clarify that it's not like chunks of fibers that's going out. I have like one or two. In total, I think I've had like 4 little ones come out. I'm not gonna lie, I always do cream contour my nose, but this is kind of big, y'all. And my nose contour is usually pretty precise. So I'm gonna skip out on that only because I just feel like that's where things are gonna get muddy and I don't want to deal with all that. Perhaps if there was a Blendiful, like the soft Blendiful in this size, I could definitely do it, but this is just a little large to kind of get up in that little area right there. So I'm going to move on to powder now. I'm gonna be using the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. Like I mentioned earlier, this is where I would go in with the typical powder puffs to set everything, but the Blendiful is supposed to be all in one, so we're gonna be using the Blendiful for everything today. And I'm gonna dip in directly with this right into the powder. So I kind of powder pretty evenly around the face. I try to do a little bit more on my T-zone because that's where I get oily. As far as like baking and all that, I really only leave it on the under eye area. Go really in and again, I love how big this is. Ooh, she's looking a little dirty now. Right, so I basically patted this into my entire face. I'm just gonna leave the powder under the eyes chilling there for a little bit. The way it sets the powder in is also kind of like airbrushed. Okay, so I don't know if I should go in and try to do the rest of my face. Frick it. Tati said that you can use this for your entire face, so let me use it for my entire face. I did not plan on doing my entire face with it. I usually, you know, like to go in with brushes. If it doesn't go well, then at least I know up to here it worked for me. After I go ahead and do a translucent powder, I like to take a pressed foundation powder and I like to do a little bit around the mouth, a little bit on the nose, a little bit on the forehead. And I just pat into this. I picked it, oh, it kind of picked up a lot. I've never done my complexion with a sponge. All these brushes. Okay, so now let's bronze and contour. I have been using these two lately. I kind of just mix both of them. So I'm going to try to avoid this side because I still need to do my under eyes, you know. I'm gonna go in kind of right here on the contour side. Picks up powder very well. Ooh, all right. So you can see the way it applies powder products, it doesn't necessarily throw it on and then you can't blend it out. It kind of disperses a little bit at a time. I was thinking this is where things might go wrong, but it's nicely still blending everything out. So let me just go ahead and bronze all over the face. So now let me go in with my second bronzer, which is more of a powdery bronzer. I use this kind of right before my contour, like sort of a transition in between the bronzer and the contour shade. I really like that you're able to get this nice and pinched because like right here on the cheekbone, I want it to be a little more precise. There is my bronzer, my mid-tone. Now let me go in with my contour, which, oh my God, how am I gonna get this product out? I genuinely was thinking that this was not going to work for these steps, but it's working beautifully. Cute, okay. Okay, let me be daring and try to contour my nose with this. Let's apply a little bit of contour under the tip, and then let me get this really pinched and try to snatch myself up. I mean, I would like a little more precision, but I think we might be able to make this a little sharper once I go in with my under eye powder. Okay, let me go ahead and fully powder puff in the excess translucent powder. It's done baking. I do get some creasing under the eyes, so that's why I let the powder sit a little bit on there. But for the rest of the face, I really find that it's unnecessary for me. Am I blind? I mean, I'm a little blind. I do wear contacts because I feel like I'm definitely looking a little bit airbrushed. Okay, so before I do blush, let me brighten up my under eyes with a little bit of a lighter foundation powder. This is the MAC Studio Fix. So here's nothing. Pick some of that up. Let me try to highlight my nose. I'm gonna have this super pinched. Almost done with our base. Now we just need a little bit of blush, a little bit of highlighter, and we should be done. Let me go in with my favorite blush. This is the Buxom Wanderlust blush in the shade Mykonos. I'm gonna use kind of this little empty in between. Look, y'all, I'm really using everything in here. All the surface area. I paid $20 for this, y'all. I'm gonna use it all. This grabs on product really easy. I'm gonna just dab the blush on. I'm gonna try to just do a little bit on the nose, right along the forehead, you know. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of this other blush. Final step now before I, finish up my face with some lashes and a lip. Let me go in with highlighter. It's the Lancome Dual Finish Highlighter in the shade 5. Because I kind of used this whole area, let me kind of go in with the back area. So I'm turning it around now. On the tip of this, just picking some of this up. I think that people who like highlighter but don't necessarily like the intense sort of bam in your face are really going to enjoy using their Blendiful for this because like it's there but it's not super in your face. And for my inner corner and my nose, I always go in with just my pinky and the highlighter, so I'm not gonna attempt to use the Blendiful there. All right, so let me just pop on a lip and some lashes, do a little brow gel because I'm looking a little dusty, and I'll be right back to give you guys my final thoughts on the Tati Beauty Blendiful. Here is my face now fully done. I wanted to show y'all before I did setting spray because I know setting spray kind of settles everything in, but here's what my face looks like fully powdered down. I showed you every single step in my routine. I was gonna do all-nighter, but I ain't going nowhere right now. So I'm gonna do a little bit of the Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. We're gonna be bougie today. Here's my face now fully done. I did a little bit of a Huda Beauty Liquid Lip and Trendsetter, and then these are the Lash Bar LA lashes. I'll link everything down below that I used today. What do we think about the Tati Beauty Blendiful? So personally, as you can see, I had a pretty good experience with it. The things that I enjoyed most about it was how quickly I was able to do my makeup. Also, in that quickness, it also, had an amazing finish. Everything looks really soft, really pretty. I was able to get more of a big distribution and also a little bit more of an exact, precise application when I wanted to. It doesn't even look like I'm wearing that much makeup despite on how much makeup I actually applied. I will say though that on my problem areas, they're not necessarily poking through, but I feel like they're borderline wanting to peek through. Not necessarily like the pigment or anything, but more so like on like the pimple. You see like the little spot right I have right here. It's kind of wanting to poke through. Same with these little bigger blemishes. So on where I have any active big breakouts, I would probably go in with kind of like a concealer brush. But what I was afraid of didn't happen, which was the coverage being eaten up. You know, I still got the coverage and it looks good. So also when I was doing the wet products, I did have like 3 or 4 little fibers, like individual fibers fall out. But again, kind of just like with blankets and like some, you know, furry articles of clothing, those things happen. I'm sure as I wash it, that'll happen less and less or even not at all. So would I recommend the Tati Beauty Blendiful? Absolutely, y'all. I can see myself using this, especially on days where I am running behind schedule. I'm hoping that these eventually are sold by itself because I'm not even gonna front. Y'all know I'm super honest here, but this feels like a traditional powder puff, the mini one. It's cute for touch-ups, but if we could reduce the cost for me to only have to buy this, you know, I would rather just buy $1 powder puffs that I use as opposed to having to get the whole set. I guess, yeah, that's the only thing that I would hope for, to be able to buy these on their own, because it's freaking good. I really did like it. I enjoyed using it. It was so easy. Didn't make me stress at all. And that says a lot because remember, I do not like sponges at all. But I like this. So yeah, definitely pick this up. I'm not sure if these are sold out or not. If they're still available, grab one. I can guarantee you will enjoy using this even if you like more natural glam or if you like a full beat like I do. That is my video for today. Remember, if you guys want to enter today's makeup care package giveaway, all you have to do to enter is subscribe, click the little notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, and most importantly, comment your Instagram name down below. That is everything for me today. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much as always for spending your time here with me. Oh my god, I'm running out of breath. I gotta go to the gym. But thank you so much for spending your time here with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.